and welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we showcase the jewel of San Diego, and that's La Jolla, California. I am very excited this morning to have Sal Usman in from La Jolla Copy Cove.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
Sal.
Thank you.
Now, we've got a long history of Copy Cove. Copy Cove's
Yes.
been in La Jolla for
46
46
years.
years. We're coming on 50 years in the village of La Jolla, which
Yeah.
is unbelievable.
I know I barely
One
look
of
like
the
I'm over
I
20.
know, yeah. You look great for 27. And La Jolla High graduate as
Yes,
well,
sir.
fellow alumni. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go back in time a little bit and talk about your parents who founded La Jolla Copy Cove.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit
So
about
my
that.
my parents met in the 60s. They moved to the United States from Karachi, Pakistan in
Okay.
1968. And they really started from nothing. They were students. So my dad was going to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, studying architecture.
Okay.
And my mother, was taking care of. She was pregnant in 1969 and had a newborn, and and trying to find a place to live, and all of that.
Really
Just
making
really,
it up on the fly.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah. It was. They were literally running on faith. So,
Okay.
and it's amazing when you do that. The incredible. They're not coincidences. There's things that are happening behind the scenes that we can't see, that are just orchestrated, and things just sort of fall into place. And when you need something the most, it appears, miraculously. So they've experienced a lot of that.
Okay.
So
And they decided to get into the printing and
Printing.
copying business
Yeah, so
46 years ago.
46 years ago in 1980. So
Okay.
my dad was an architect, and I think he loves designing and building things. But he was a founding member of our Islamic Muslim community in San Diego.
Okay.
It was just four families, and they had no place to pray, and they used to just pray in Balboa Park and have congregation there. And then my dad, when they started the Islamic Society of San Diego, they were getting printing done. They were going to get flyers and and stuff like that, brochures,
The
and
light bulb went off.
yeah. And my dad was like, "This equipment's amazing,"
Oh,
and
so
so
he
he
was
was
fascinated
fascinated
with
with the
the
way
equipment.
with printing presses and wanted to find out more. Xerox was, and this was in the 80s or in
Yeah.
the 70s and 80s, and they
Right.
were really becoming a thing. They wanted to establish something in San Diego. My dad wanted to open a printing place. He didn't know where. They had
Right.
just moved to San Diego a few years ago. They had me in
He
1975.
picked a good spot.
Yeah. And so my dad went to Xerox and he said, "Okay, so give me locations." And they said, "Okay, we need to have a presence in La Jolla and in La Mesa." And I'm so glad my dad chose La
God,
Jolla.
the two
And
laws.
La Mesa,
And he
yeah,
chose
true.
the right one.
La la la. So yeah, I mean they're both beautiful places. La Mesa is so charming.
Yep.
But it's not La Jolla. So I am so grateful that
So
that's where they chose.
1980, he set up. And now, how young were you? How old were you?
So I was 5.
So you were 5 when all that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember because
Going in as a
I
kid?
can still visualize when they were breaking walls and
doing it.
doing the whole drywall, and they had a construction crew that was expanding the place because we're on the corner of Pearl and Draper, and it was we had one unit. So and I think what it was before, it was like a hot dog place, and I think it was one of those chic stop smoking centers, which is kind of ahead of its time.
Yeah, right.
Thank God people
Yeah.
aren't doing that as much anymore.
Oh my God.
But anyway, and so yeah, and I remember them breaking down walls, and I was
Yeah.
just a kid, and I was probably such a rug rat.
So when did you first start working?
So 15 years later,
Okay.
10 years after that, when I was
So
15.
you were in high school.
Yeah, so I was in 10th
La
grade
Jolla
at
High.
La Jolla High.
So you'd go to school and then come down after school and
Yep.
help Dad with it. Wow.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, so growing up in the business, it was like I was just running around, and so I was familiar with Xerox equipment. I was familiar with that. I didn't know how they operated. They had a crew of 8 people that worked there. Of course, we've had to downsize our crew now.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're at our very core group of people. Jeff, who I work with, is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
He's been
He
with
is
me for
incredible.
12 years.
I was going to say a
And
long time.
he
As
makes
long
up,
as I can remember.
He makes up for everything I don't have. Everything I lack, he balances out. He's
That's great.
so kind and compassionate, and he's really patient with people. And yeah, he's a true gem.
It's interesting because there's obviously a lot of different types of businesses in the village of La Jolla.
Sure.
right? There's insurance brokers, there's real estate agents, there's financial
Nonprofits.
planners, there's nonprofits, there's restaurants. But your business is unique because you really see into the world of your clients, right?
Absolutely.
You're handling their birth announcements, their wedding announcements, their new career, their new business, their grand opening,
Absolutely.
death announcements, and seeing the pictures of the children over the years and the families. Like my family has been coming to Copy Cove with you for 20 plus years,
Absolutely.
doing our Christmas cards and our birthday cards. And like you've watched my family grow. And it's unique that you're like so intertwined with all of these members of our community.
That is the most rewarding part of this job.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Like you really get to know people.
It's so purpose driven. It's so that's what gets me out of bed in the morning
Okay.
and gets me to work early because I've made commitments to you.
Right.
And that's the real business, is fulfilling these promises. And and we have watched people throughout their entire lives.
Right.
I mean, there's one family that I remember the couple was having a hard time getting pregnant. And so they had fertility issues. They were doing IVF and all of that. Finally, one took. And so we were there with these people, dealing with, and helping them with their applications, with their forms, with their reports, with all of that, having to deal with that. And then finally they're pregnant. We do their birth announcements, and then their first communion, and then their high school graduation, and then their wedding invitations. And then they have big careers in New York now. It's like, and it's like,
that's incredible.
yeah. So really to watch the whole circle of life.
And
so there's also the other side. There's the other part of the circle, which is the not so fun parts, the endings, and so we're part of families. We're part of these families' experiences in such a profound way.
How real too.
It's it's an honor.
And
really
so at Copy Cove, let's talk about some of the services that you provide to La Jolla and our surrounding greater San Diego. Obviously copying, printing large scale posters, prints to canvas. Tell me about some of the other things that you guys do.
We do a lot of events. So event signage, like for trade shows, for
grand opening
like if there's
of
a
restaurant.
or if there's some biotech conference that's happening, like at the Hyatt or at the Marriott, and there's people that are flying in from all over the world for these to attend these events.
Right.
And so instead of having their stuff printed in their local place and then having to carry it with them, they find us, we print, we deliver to the hotel. It's all ready for them before they even land.
Got it.
So it's wonderful. It's a really good business. It's an honest business.
So there used to be faxing.
They're still faxing.
Oh, there is still faxing?
Oh my God, all day.
Really?
Yes.
No.
So there's two.
Who still has a fax?
I know. Well, nobody.
You do.
That's why they come here. So there's two people that are faxing. Anything to do with the IRS and anything to do with healthcare.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's the most secure way to send sensitive data.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, emails, the internet, all of that can be hacked. So
Huh.
yeah, so anything with the IRS, anything with
there you
healthcare,
go.
HIPAA, all of that. So it's all fax.
Let me ask you this. To me, looking from the outside in on a printing business, it seems like it's constant deadlines. It's constant rush. It's constant, oh, I needed this yesterday. Is it possible that you can print this in 3 hours?
Yeah.
I have an open house. How do you manage everybody else's emergencies?
They become your emergencies. They are our emergencies. Yeah. I get up an hour early every day just so I can have coffee, contemplation, and cuddles.
In a moment of
That's what I do
normalcy.
between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. So
before all the nonsense begins.
And so I'm just laying in bed and I'm actually sort of praying and then formulating the day and prioritizing clients, and then knowing that there's going to be
a wave
that comes in between each one. Yeah. So it's we have deadlines every 15 minutes, half hour. So
wow.
Yeah. So we're just juggling.
And you must just be able to brush stuff off a little bit, like, oh my God, this lady just asked for 800, copy and collated, binders, and she needs them in 2 hours. I'm going to take one extra breath here.
Yeah.
And besides all the other work that's already piled up, I mean, you must be able to really regulate your emotions to be able to
You
run
kind of
this
have
business
to, yeah. And then also, and also, we're working on simultaneous projects.
all the
We
time.
usually print for 4 weddings and 3 funerals every week. So we're constantly printing for festive occasions. We're doing menus and place cards and programs and directional signage. Wedding this way, bar signs, all of that. And then we're also doing funeral programs and we're doing memorial cards, and it's all due on Friday.
Right.
So because
Right. The weddings on the weekend or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly. So, yeah, so there's a lot of emotions. We sort of have to just stay even and
Yeah.
just
Well,
treat each
you guys
project with
always
love,
seem in a good mood when I come in. Everybody, it always seems calm. You always seem organized. The store's
Yeah.
clean.
Thank you.
I mean, that's how the perception is, at least.
Yeah, hopefully.
So I've got a question for you. How is technology, how is AI finding its way into your
I
business?
love it. I think
You
it's
love it.
so great. Yeah.
Okay,
What's
tell
so
me.
funny is like our customers have driven our technology. So
Hmm.
what their need has been and their request has gotten us curious into whatever new technologies are coming up. So every 5 years we get all new equipment. So each Xerox machine is a Bentley. So I get 3 Bentleys every 5 years.
Okay.
So and it's because and the technology changes. We get newer machines. We get upgraded, higher quality, all of that stuff, more capability. But I mean, I remember before the internet and before computers even, we like typesetting. We had 2 typesetters. Her name was Janice, and she was this big black woman, just fantastic with this huge personality. And she would sit and set type, and that's why they called them typesetters, because they
Wow.
would have to set each and every single letter,
Oh my goodness.
for a flyer or a poster, and
And
yeah,
now to where we are now
and
with AI.
yeah, and then the internet happened, and I
Yeah.
remember even customers, Valerie Sutton, she invented a sign language for deaf people. I mean, a written language, and we would do printing for her, and she goes, well, do you have this new thing called email? And that was the first time I'd ever heard it. I heard of it. I was like, what is this email thing? That's never going to take off.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
So, how are you using AI in your printing business?
So, with a lot of restoration or recreation, or a lot of times we'll need an idea and all we have are words, and a lot of times what used to take me 2 hours can be done in 2 seconds or 20 seconds.
Create me
And
an
it's like,
image of a surfer holding a
yeah,
fresh baked muffin
that kind
for
of
the new
thing.
bakery thing,
Yeah.
just to get a concept of something to give back to the client, and
Yeah.
then it goes from there, and you start tweaking it and adjusting colors.
And our customers are really are
Are pretty
really
savvy.
they're getting a good handle on this. I mean, there's especially people who are seniors, which I find very surprising because
Yeah.
they are courageous and daring with technology, and they're excited about it.
I bet they're excited.
We have one man, Bob Weintier. He's trying to get a solution to the homeless issue,
Okay.
and he's been using AI. He's for at least a year in trying to work on a presentation to present to the city, just to come up with a solution
Right.
to something. It's great. Yeah, it's
Huh.
yeah. It's
Fascinating how technology just keeps
I mean,
changing.
and there's
and you guys are still there. You've rolled with all the technology.
absolutely,
You've
and we
adapted,
incorporate it. Yeah,
and you're incorporating. You keep
absolutely.
rolling.
And another thing with like design and laying out flyers and invitations and stuff like that, we used to do that in house, and we'd be constantly going back and forth with the customer with changes, revisions.
And it would take a
Now,
long time.
yeah, most of our customers now use Canva. And so they start the project themselves. They share the link with us. We collaborate with them.
Oh, so
We
you
do
can be
live
right into it.
We do live editing,
Together.
collaboration. Yeah.
On the phone
in
type
different
thing?
cities. No, we're just
on
on
the
the
email.
computer. Yep.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Because I imagine it used to take weeks to go back and forth with a wedding invitation.
Yeah.
You're emailing it back, or you're scanning it back, or you're
And
whatever.
What's great is that now projects are brought to us ready to go. So
So a lot of your
there's no-
design time has gone out the window.
Thankfully, yeah, it's made my life a lot easier. Yeah,
Knock on
now we
wood.
just get to produce. I just want to print.
Yeah, right.
I just want to make stuff and hand it to you, and,
Right.
and have
here-
you go, oh my
here it
god,
is.
this
It's
is
so
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So All right, so you guys, year 46,
Hmm.
you're not that far away from 50 years in the village. Any big plans for the 50? Are we thinking about? Are we going to have a big
I
party?
would
Are we
love to have some kind of
something?
a, yeah, like,
You deserve it.
it would be nice. Yeah, it's just a, and we'll probably have some giveaways and stuff like that. It would be nice to have, I don't know, maybe a mariachi band outside or something. I don't
I think you
know.
need to do something
It would be fun.
because it's pretty rare. I mean, as you know, it's hard to survive in La Jolla. Some of these new startup businesses come and go.
True.
We see, businesses come and go all the time in La Jolla, but there are some great staples like Warwick's,
Yeah.
the Ascot Shop,
Yes.
Adelaide's,
Hmm.
you guys.
They're wonderful
That
people.
it's special, and you guys are a fabric of La Jolla community. You should be recognized. So let's have a big
It's
party.
actually the La Jolla community that we should thank them. They're the ones who, who support us and keep us in business. We can't do it without the community.
Right,
If I don't have printing work, I don't have a job.
right.
So it's, yeah. So thankfully, people need printing, and gosh, we survived COVID. I mean, that was a rough time.
Yeah.
We were 90% down.
Wow.
So,
And
and
you
luck
stayed afloat somehow.
somehow, yeah, we furloughed everybody for 3 months, and then I would still come in as a volunteer. And luckily, the governor declared printing as an
Oh,
essential
so
business. So yeah, so we were able
to
to.
keep
I
the
was able to
doors
come in
open.
for a few hours and just, and we couldn't even keep the doors open. Everything was through email, and then
Oh, right.
I'd deliver projects in the
That's
afternoon
right.
and just drop them off with a mask on and all of that.
Jeez.
And yeah, so it's like, wow, we survived that. Thank God.
Well, you've
Yeah,
survived a lot. You've
amazing.
survived the 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010. Now we're in the 2020s. So
That's
you
true.
guys aren't going
Yes.
anywhere. You're going to survive.
God
That we
willing.
know.
Amen. Inshallah. Yes, absolutely.
Sal, thank you so much for coming in. It was
Thank you.
fascinating. I love Copy Cove. You've been such a great thing for our family, for my business, for my real estate career. Now we're doing the cityhood of La Jolla, and you're
Yeah,
doing
that's
printing there.
exciting.
So a lot of good things ahead.
Yeah, we're
Thanks,
excited.
Sal, for coming in, and
Thank you.
stay tuned for our next episode of Discover La Jolla.